Welcome back to East Texas Live here on KETK. Joining us now, James Wilhite, to answer the crucial question, what happens after the freeze? You've brought some demonstrations, some examples of what I know a lot of our plants probably look like right now.
A lot of plants do look like this, and if your plants look like this right now, there's just not a whole lot you can do. This is what happens after a freeze to a non-hardy or an annual that is more summer or tropical, and it's just what happens. So get used to the fact it is going to be it's going to be done. Its season is up. So what do? You can let this lay there and just get worse and worse and worse, or you can go ahead and cut it out now. Go ahead and just cut it loose or pull it up if you want to. If you're a little unsure whether it's going to come back or not, just cut it off at the roots. But this is just freeze damage. That's all this is.
And what type of plant was this?
This was actually a sweet potato vine.
Okay.
Blackie, I think it's called. It's a beautiful little sweet potato vine. And here's another. It's done its thing. Its season is over. A lot of people do get upset when they see their plants do this, but understand that's just part of the cycle. And we plant plants that are annuals, we plant perennials, we plant trees, we plant shrubs, we plant all kinds of plants, and every plant does not survive all seasons. So this is just part of the life. This is part of the season of a garden, and good gardeners understand this. They know it. It doesn't bother them. Yeah. Here we see a palm. Now people have taken precautions here to protect their little tender plants, and you couldn't protect these enough.
You can't.
You cannot.
Wow. And why is that?
Because they are not suited for cool temperature. As Scott said, we're going into warmer temperatures, but even that would not be enough to sustain these long term. Some plants just are not going to survive that. Some of them go down because of the day length. Some go down because of the cold. And cold will actually get them just in an instant. Day length will begin to make them go downhill slower, but still, day length is important to some plants. These are just sensitive to cold.
Well, now I know that we're kind of seeing a roller coaster ride whenever it comes to the temperatures. It'll be 20 degrees difference. Does that play a pretty heavy impact whenever the weather changes so quickly by so much whenever it comes to plants?
It does play a little bit of factor, but it does not affect the look of these wilted, ugly, just melted down plants. They're going to melt at the first hint of good cold weather, and they're just done. Now, other plants can have kind of a roller coaster effect of, is it going to be warm, is it going to be cool? However, that's not such a bad thing. Plants can get used to cool weather coming a little better if we do have some cool and some warm. If we have just a real hard cold snap and a deep, deep freeze all at once without any preparatory coolness, it can be detrimental on some plants that would normally survive.
Well, thank you so much.
That roller coaster is not a bad deal.
Well, thank you so much for, you're always knowledgeable.
My pleasure, and let me wish you a happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And you brought me plants for my birthday.
I did. I'll bring you better ones next time.
Hey, you're too kind.
Thank you
so much for coming on. Coming up next.